So let's find out if anyone cheats today. Alright, perfectly, just about perfectly starting in sync. Awesome. So I see we're running in English today. This will mean about 3 minutes longer than... well, 3 minutes longer than Japanese. Pollsmor not quite getting that wall jump up the top. Mandatoby's practice before the race paying off. Just about getting it. Wound up having to grab the ledge at the very end. It's one of the hardest bosses in the game, and looks like they finish it off pretty cleanly. It's always embarrassing when one of your shots misses and you start running away. Or when your controller malfunctions and you start aiming straight instead of diagonally. It happens quite a bit. So the first 4 or so minutes is packed full of dialogue. 4 to 5 minutes. But it picks up quite a bit after that. Ooh, getting poked by the zombie a few times. Maybe for good luck. Surely this RNG manipulation for the idol coming up. Just gotta do a few more frame perfect text clearings. So, something a lot of people starting out kind of don't really notice, but holding A during the elevator dialogue does speed it up a little bit. It's very difficult to notice. That's true. This may have some Samus Returns spoilers, as this does take place after Samus Returns. Sorry to anyone who hasn't played that yet. So these eye-doors are very difficult to get doubles on. You do have to get a frame perfect trick where you shoot and spin on the very same frame. It looks like Pollsmor got it. And what was that, one beam? But after this energy tank, he does have to burn a missile to open up the ceiling and get the second energy tank. And this means that, ironically, in a 100% run, the Arachnus fight is slower. Well, potentially slower. Harder, I'd say. Gets no rolls. Very good. Yeah, that didn't look slower at all, but certainly harder. The reason being that in any percent, you do grab both missile tanks just for ammunition for throughout the whole game. So you start the fight with 20 missiles, but in 100% you start with 19 because you used one. And according to the data provided by Pollsmor, X is both greater than 4 and greater than 6. I have no idea what that means, but great.
Hello? Am I too late?
Hey, Ross, you're late. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. How was the Franker Z walking?
Not bad.
You can tell us all about the adventures while we wait through this cutscene?
Absolutely. It's a really good way to meet some girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the primary reason why I got 2 puppies is to meet girls.
Makes sense.
Just like SAX that you see on screen there.
Is it walking puppies?
Yeah.
Oh. Hoping to meet Samus. It's a pretty good strat. Of course, the SAX's intentions are quite a bit different, I would imagine. I would hope.
Yeah, the SAX primary duties is to kill people in Sector 2, and hopefully Pollsmor or Mandatoby are wise enough to not get killed.
I misheard that for a second. Because you paused right after Pollsmor, I thought you were saying, hopefully Pollsmor.
Well, you know, maybe.
Dying at Sector 2.
Pollsmor is undefeated. Someone's got to stop him.
Well, someone who's not undefeated is SAX, I guess.
SAX is not undefeated, but she's got a couple wins.
Close.
Yeah.
I think it would be like middle of the pack in this tourney.
Yeah. Ooh.
Which is surprising because it walks so slowly.
It's like it's like those really old horror movies, you know what I mean? Like the serial killer or whatever it is, zombie, is walking really slow, but for some reason the helpless teenage girl manages to always get killed. And in this case, Samus is the helpless teenage girl.
Pretty close. I think she is in her early 20s.
At this point, though, in the whole timeline, how old do you think Samus is in Fusion?
I think like 23.
23?
She's pretty young. I think in the original she was like, I don't know, she might be younger. I think in the original she was like 19 or so.
Oh, wow. They did model her after Sigourney Weaver, but she looks far from that in the later Fusion or Metroid games.
Yeah, she's gone through several makeovers throughout the games. at a lot of pixel. Not pixel operations.
Her job as bounty hunter obviously pays well with all the plastic surgery. Oh, Pollsmor having difficulty with charge core. Maybe Mandatoby can catch up. It's interesting that they decide to shoot the core from the left side. Like, it's unusual to me. It's usually from the right, but Mandatoby getting the double on the core and manages to actually catch up.
Yeah, I'd say it's easier to wait on the right, but I think it is a little potentially frames slower.
My guess is that they wanted to make sure that the eye faces the correct way when they shoot downward.
I guess so. Yeah.
I've had some issues where the eye would be, like if I was on the right side of the platform, the eye would be on the left side and it would tink if I tried to shoot at it.
Oh.
So far, so good. Pollsmor maintaining that lead. Mandatoby having issues with the last stabilizer here.
Pretty much gonna come down to cleanup. And Pollsmor's gotten, I think he's gotten better luck overall on the doors.
It's really hard to tell between top runners like Pollsmor and Mandatoby when they race, like who's actually going to come out on top because of Idor and boss RNG.
Yeah, I'd say the RNG adds up to, like, at worst, about a minute and a half.
That's
and
a
that's
lot of
like
bad
extreme.
luck. Yeah.
Yeah, that's extreme luck.
It's just like the any percent race where Dragon Fangs faced off versus Mickey, and they were basically synced at the very end, going to the Ridley Idor, and I think it was Mickey that got the 0 beam versus Dragon Fangs that got the 4 beam, and Mickey won
Magical.
because of that.
So there's no randomizer for fusion. However, there is a fun little race category called random percent, where you have a bot that just gives you a random number between, say, 10 and like 97, and you have to get that percent or more by the end of the game.
I don't remember when the last time that was actually raced. It's like years.
Yeah, it's got to be like 3 years. It's a really interesting category, though, because you gotta route on the fly, because there are a lot of tanks in the game that you could get really early, but you typically you skip them for when you have screw attack, and you're gonna be passing by them later anyway.
Yeah, and like you wouldn't like typically follow the 100% route in that category, because there are some items, most like notably Sector 4, if you did the 100% route, you'd waste a lot of time. Like, you could have picked items somewhere else that was faster.
And you could skip entire sectors and clean up.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
It'd be really interesting if the rando bot picked like 99%. I know what I would skip. I definitely know what I would skip.
Yeah. Pretty much, I think we set the arbitrary ceiling for random percent to like either 98 or 97, just to skip those two Sector 6 tanks. Because the one behind box, not the crumble one, but the one behind the wave gate. You can get that right after box or Xbox, and it barely costs any time. But to go there during cleanup costs quite a bit. So you could just cut out 2 tanks and save a lot of time.
Yep. Yeah, so unless somebody figures out a way to get rid of the hard-coded flags, event flags in the game, randomizer is an impossibility.
Unfortunately, even without the flags, it's still very difficult, to say the least, to actually get anywhere before you're intended to.
Yeah, like you don't have sequence breaking abilities like you do in Super Metroid, where like you could single wall jump or infinite bomb jump. The tools that you have for fusion make it very difficult to do randomizer if it was possible.
Yeah, they prevented bomb jumping by making the fuse last ridiculously long. So, like, you can do 1 bomb jump in midair, just because it, like, well, yeah, like I said. And they pretty much disabled single wall jumping by increasing your speed when you wall jump, increasing your horizontal speed, so that you pull away from the wall much faster. So that once you try to turn back, you're just unable to maintain the same height. Or I think you could technically maintain the same height, but you can't gain any height. However, there is a minor technique that you could do with pause buffering to allow you to do a wall jump, plant a bomb, and then use that unmorphing jump extend to get back to the wall, and then wall jump again and morph on top of the bomb. And that does allow you to ascend single walls. But good luck with that. And even if you pull it off, it doesn't get you anywhere because of event flags. But it's interesting nonetheless.
And from what I understand, the latest Metroid game that just came out on Friday actually uses some of Fusion's mechanics where you can't single wall jump, or space jump is too slow, or whatever. It's actually like slow but fast at the same time. It feels weird. So yeah, it borrows some of the things that Fusion has.
Ironically, I kind of like the lack of single wall jumps, just because the wall jumping adds to the platforming of the game. Whereas you'll notice in Zero Mission, the wall jumps, you can wall jump up a single wall, but you kind of stick to the wall for a while, so it's not very useful for general movement. There are a few instances where you run off a ledge and then spin back towards the wall, so you could get the wall jump speed in Fusion. It's done like after the meltdown sequence in Sector 3.
Let's see if Pollsmor here becomes victim to oh, Mandatoby makes a mistake and we'll have to wait.
Pollsmor gets through riskily, but gets through. That's all that matters. Saves that 5 seconds. That's roughly a 5-second save, and saving beforehand would nullify that savings.
If Mandatoby actually got the skip, then it would have been a really tight race.
Nice little ledge grab, spring balling action.
Yeah, so I usually make fun of Pollsmor because he, like, I think that if you're on keyboard, it's really easy to do that. But on a controller, on the other hand, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not too bad, but it doesn't really save time either.
Right, and that what they did there, the electric crab
Probably
to
worth it.
climb up, is like one of the primary tools that Tass uses to scale things. It's really fun to see.
Yeah. It's like even if it doesn't save time, it's worth it anyway.
So Sector 4, it's not really a difficult sector to get through in any percent, but it can cause you some problems in 100% with the spawning positions of certain crabs and fish. So you might see Pollsmor or Mandatoby have difficulty getting the 3 items before they have to fight Ceres. Is it 3? 2.
Sorry, what was that?
How many items they have to pick up before Ceres? I think it's 2.
Oh. Well, it depends. You could pick one of the missile tanks up after Ceres, and it's not really any slower. It might be slightly faster.
Yeah,
like
Pollsmor
frames
does
faster.
that. He'll skip the one just before the wall that you have to bomb. He'll instead go right through that wall and fight Ceres and come back to pick it up.
Yeah, so there's one energy tank, and I think you get all the missile tanks afterwards.
Yeah, I think
Or you could opt for the...
Mandatoby, I think he'll pick up 2. We'll see. Yeah, that E-tank is very painful. It requires you to get out of the way and deviate from the boss path so far that it's really a pain.
Yeah, it kind of rewards newer players for exploring.
Yep.
So that's nice, but at the same time, it doesn't... it is a big detour, for sure. And also, shoutouts to the Homer Simpsons in the background. Hi, Homer.
Somebody mentioned that. I think it was you. It was either you or Herc.
It's I think I first heard that from Kadoom.
Oh, did you? Okay.
There he is again. He's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Homer does work in a reactor. This does kind of look like a reactor.
It's the HOX. You keep multiplying. Hopefully we'll be seeing 2-round Ceres by these runners.
Yeah, I don't know Pollsmor having any issues with Ceres, but who knows? Ooh, he thought that. So Pollsmor miscounted, and he thought that the first the second cycle was the vulnerability phase.
That was
So
close.
Wait. Let's see how Mandatoby I can't speak right now. Oh no, Mandatoby has to wait. But he does get that 2 cycle as well. So both runners, not the perfect fight for either.
Well, a slow 2-round is still faster than a fast 3-round.
That's right. Mandatoby decided to, take his time there and make sure that he gets the 2 cycle. A lot of inexperienced runners will kind of rush when they see that they're out of position and try to hit Ceres, but the thing is that you have to make sure that it's a point blank shot, or you'll just have to wait for a 3rd round.
I was surprised with Pollsmor's second shot because it looked like it was gonna be behind his head, but it just died instantly, so
Yeah,
must
it
have been
was
just
really
enough.
close.
And here he's getting that missile tank. Pretty cleanly. So we were saying that you kind of wait for screw attack in order to pick up all these expansions lying around. In Sector 4, that's kind of an exception because you just happen to be pretty much pathing right through them during the first couple visits. So you just skip that and clean up pretty much. And speaking of tanks you could get early or later, there's hopefully sometime during this tournament there's going to be a exhibition match of 200 missile race. And it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to involve a lot of early tanks that you wouldn't expect. Not sure exactly when that's going to be, but hopefully maybe this week or next week. We'll find out.
Yeah,
depends on players' availability.
Be really interesting to see.
Well, we did see the secret message once. I believe after Pollsmor finished one of the races, he went back and got secret message.
Yeah, Pollsmor likes to show a few things off after his runs. So Mandatoby's actually not that far behind. I'd say maybe 15 seconds. So it is still a pretty close race. There's still a lot of eye doors left.
And all of cleanup.
Oh yeah. Then it'll just get really hype. So many things that you can mess up and clean up that may cause a lead change.
It's 20 straight minutes of volatile platforming. Kind of interesting though that Pollsmor ups to spin in the air during that when he first enters Sector 3.
Yeah,
there's a trick that you could do. Oh, actually, that trick is slower, isn't it? I was gonna say there's a frame perfect trend charge that you could opt for.
Mandatoby's actually gonna try that.
Well, they already passed it. It's the right when you enter Sector 3. I think that's a NA percent strat actually.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, if you do the strat that Pollsmor does, I think it would be worthwhile to try it out because from what I understand, Pollsmor breaks
he tries
those blocks first. Yeah. Oh, Pollsmor getting
a kind of a low height shot. Not quite getting the Fune, I think they're called. Wall snakes.
So Mandatoby showing how it's done. Does not need pause buffering, unlike Pollsmor.
I swear, it's not that hard, guys.
If you are in the right position, it's very easy every time.
Mhm. And hopefully we'll see a data spark from one of these.
Mandatoby said no.
No.
Well, he might have a chance
It
because
is.
he entered the room late. Okay, so yeah.
Pollsmor missed the charge. Gets a slight skid, but nope. It's a pretty tight window. You do have to slow down as you skid across that platform. And then shine the charge, or charge the shine spark pretty late. I kind of want to know the data on how many frames of leeway you got there. Probably something huge, like 5 frames or something. Probably more.
Pollsmor getting a clean fight. Oh, Mandatoby with a few extra jumps. Oh no.
Yeah, he misses the ladder, but
Oh.
I think he's. Yeah, that wasn't particularly great, to be honest.
No, it's gonna send him back.
Might have been better off waiting for it to jump again, just so it leaves sooner.
I think that's one of the more annoying aspects for Box and Nightmare, where depending on where you kill them, it could take them a long time to actually die. So if you don't have the perfect fight, you may suffer for a little bit longer.
And I agree with all the Magoos in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that?
Odin. Yeah, it's a Franker faces the emote, so unfortunately you'll be unable to see it unless you're using Franker faces.
I don't
Although
really know that many.
it is JRP's sub emoticon as well.
Yeah, but I don't really know that many people who watch speedruns or do speedruns that don't have FFC.
True.
Like there'll be times where I go into some random channel and I try to do FFC emotes or look at what they have, and there's like nothing, and I'm like, ah.
I actually don't have any. I never actually used Franker faces, but
Yeah,
I type
so
Magoo a lot, so
if you
maybe that makes up for it.
So yeah, if Jagger G ever streams again, guys, just get on his channel and get mad at him for not having FFC. Oh, Pollsmor takes a hit from that blue X. Fortunately, this is 100%. He would have been at 9 health by now. Actually, no, he'd be dead.
Yeah, you would only have 2 energy tanks and any percent. Wow, what an awful block pattern. I like that playing with the ball rolling animation. Just keeps wiggling back and forth in place, and it just looks stationary.
I think you can kind of produce the same effect by holding jump.
Maybe.
But it's not as neat looking as mashing left and right. Pollsmor just running through the blue X's.
I wonder if that's actually faster.
It seemed pretty fast.
It's hard to say because of the knockback. And you do have to jump up to the door anyway.
I want to say that it's not actually fast considering how close Mandatoby is. Mandatoby with the diagonal bomb jumps. It's something you don't see every day in Fusion. And Pollsmor with a clean fight, the triple double, and the perfect fight.
You do want to take damage off the rings, the smaller X around the core, and then use that to get inside the core and do a point blank charge shot. Otherwise, you'll probably take more than 4 shots.
Pollsmor wasting a lot of time here. Mandatoby is definitely going to catch up. At this rate, he just frees the... Oh, wait. Does not have ice missiles.
I was gonna say he could damage boost off that thing to get up there.
Yeah, he could have done that.
He missed his opportunity.
Oh, Mandatoby's now
Not
in the
getting
lead.
it. That bomb jump strat is faster if you get it.
Yeah.
He got it in the last race. It's not that hard to do. It's just, I mean, it's just that you get so many opportunities. Like, it's almost cost-free, except it costs time every time you fail it.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate. I think he failed it like 8 times. Yeah, it only works 100% of the time, about 30% of the time.
That is definitely, if I ran 100%, that would be a strat I would go for.
Yeah, definitely. It saves a lot of time. It saves from backtracking and having to circle around the room. Because that ladder is pretty long. So now we have a lead change. Mandatoby is in the lead, and he was able to keep up with Pollsmor for all of the run, despite his bad luck and bad Idor and less than perfect boss fights. And now he's enjoying the lead, and Pollsmor is gonna have to dig in just a little bit and see if he can get that lead back.
He's gonna have to save 5 seconds in doing the Nightmare Space Boost, for sure. So there's a question in the chat about the tournament format, and this is a Swiss tournament format. There will be a bracket stage afterwards, but this is the 5th and final round of the Swiss format, where every player will get to play each round, but they're matched up based on their wins and losses. So you'll see even matches regardless of whether they won or lost. Well, ideally. But we've had quite a few runners dying to the SAX and almost making a comeback, but not quite. So that kind of threw a wrench in the monkey. And after this, I believe the top 6 will move on to brackets.
Yeah, I think they capped it at 6. I believe this is also the final week, so if Pollsmor wants that number 1 seed, he's gonna have to win this, otherwise he'll be tied with Eagle, and they may have to do a tiebreaker. Or maybe not, because Pollsmor already faced off against Eagle. So he'll be number 1 seed because he did beat Eagle. Pollsmor taking it super safe there. And it paid off. That waiver was really close to that blue X.
Yeah.
The thing about blue X's is that it's impenetrable by any beam. So if Pollsmor was trying to speed boost and the waiver was inside the hitbox of the blue X, he wouldn't be able to shoot it and he'd get hit. So Pollsmor did the right thing there by kind of buffering the Shine Spark earlier. Speed boost earlier, so that the speed booster will take care of the waiver. More riskier strat is to enter that room and then start the speed boost from where you entered. In which case you'd have to get really lucky. So good job for Pollsmor playing it safe there, and it did pay off. Mandatoby's still in the lead here. They did pick up ice missiles, so Mandatoby gets the wall jump. That's a very difficult trick. A lot of timing involved there. Is Pollsmor not going to get those items?
No, he does it later, I believe.
Okay. Oh, he does it during power bomb pickup?
Mm-hmm. As long as you don't forget it.
Yeah, definitely. So Pollsmor is in the fake lead.
Yeah. A fun fact, this is the last missile tank you get in 200 missile race. So by this point you would be pretty much done. So you can indeed get 200 missiles before... Well, actually, you could get 205 missiles before the meltdown sequence if you backtrack to sectors.
I don't think I'd want to do that.
It's really fun, though.
Is Nightmare foreshadowing or backshadowing?
Oh, it is in the background.
Yeah.
Is it ground shadowing? That's a groundhog thing. I don't know. We have emergency in Franker's ear.
Please, if you can start.
And this race is... This race is a bit closer than it looks because of that deviation. Because Mandatoby got a missile that Pollsmor hasn't yet.
Yeah, Pollsmor looks like he's in the lead, but Mandatoby picked up more items than Pollsmor did. So once that route converges, once they pick up the power bombs, we'll know for sure who is actually in the lead. Pollsmor in pretty good shape here. I hope he doesn't get any beams.
Well, he's gonna get wave beam pretty soon.
Oh no. So much for really fast meltdown times.
Nope. I really like that room with the Idor. Not so much the Idor itself, but those side hoppers just always give you a pattern in which you can just fire 3 missiles as soon as you enter the room, and you can use the second one as a platform.
Yeah, it's very convenient. It saves you from having to go up and around.
I think it has like 4 different RNG patterns, and all of them work.
Yeah. I think it's just that the side hopper is big enough that even if it wasn't jumping, you'd still be able to make that ledge grab.
Not quite. It does have to be jumping.
And it'll be getting the better meltdown time here.
It's about a 430. Pretty much you fire the missile above the side hopper, pretty much, so it jumps into it. Well, maybe not.
Not that many mistakes from either runner, so the pace has been the same throughout the entire run. Aside from Pollsmor's mega huge mistake in Sector 6, he's looking in pretty good shape here. Mandatoby not letting up. Just keep in mind that Mandatoby is 2 items ahead. So it looks like he's behind now, but in about, I don't know, 10 minutes or less, we'll see that change a little bit. Oh, Mandatoby taking a dip in the climb.
Ooh.
So maybe he won't be in the lead after all, but we'll see.
Trying to wall jump off that wall
This is not
snake.
Super
Unfortunately, you weren't able to.
If it were Super Metroid, yeah, you could wall jump off of everything.
Yeah.
But in Fusion, not so much. Really funny thing I think is hilarious in Super Metroid is that if you wall jump off a frozen enemy, it shakes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if either runner is at risk of being knocked out of the tournament if they lost here. Maybe not, because this is the highest game in the pool play since Pollsmor is #1 seed. Mandatoby has to be like what, number 2 or 3. Pollsmor going for the come on, Pollsmor, please. He tried to transport through that power bomb barrier there.
That would have been neat.
Do you think that saves time because you don't have to backtrack to get it?
You come right back to that room later anyway. Like the middle door you go up to get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just screw attack the barrier.
I don't know if Pollsmor realizes that his lead is not as large as he thinks. That, you know, because he's doing things that you don't normally do in a race. That cost him at least 2 seconds because of door transitions.
And if he actually got the trick, I think he might have lost even more time. It's from the the 2 more door transitions, and then running back and doing the Shine Spark, which has a startup and a bonk animation that you gotta wait through. As cool as Shine Sparking is, it just winds up being slow most of the time.
Yeah. Mandatoby getting poor animal RNG. If I had to guess, I say that Pollsmor had the better RNG. So now we're going back to Sector 5 to pick up the power bomb. There's really not much. I mean, Sector 5 is kind of annoying in that you can kind of forget what part of the game you are in. What is Pollsmor doing? Okay.
He's learning how to play Metroid Fusion. I'm not sure if he's played this before.
I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
Can you imagine if he accidentally jumped and then sparked right?
Oh my god, that wind spark all the way right. It'd go through the speed booster blocks and... No, there's a door there.
The doors is closed.
Yeah. That would be the second worst wind spark, just behind the one after Notori.
Yeah. Of course, there's that wind spark before the animals if you accidentally open the door and spark right.
I'm surprised Pollsmor didn't do the power bomb space boost. Oh wait, he doesn't have space jump. Never mind. It would have been a pretty cool trick to see. Actually, now that I think about
familiar with that.
It's kind of like setting up for Nightmare Space Boost. Instead, you just do a really large jump in the room with the pancakes. I wonder if that saves time since you don't have to bonk. But then
I believe you timed several different methods, right? And you decided that the frame perfect shine charge in that room and then shine sparking up the ladder was faster?
Yeah, but it's so hard to do.
It's really frame perfect. But you also noted that it's actually faster not to shine spark to the right at all.
Yeah, it's faster for in-game time. Ooh, Pollsmor did not make the jump. He just failed this room, and we'll have to wait for the Ripper to thaw out. Whoa. Meanwhile, Mandatoby retook the lead that he already had.
Yeah. I was thinking they could maybe get there with the wall jump.
See, if it was Super Metroid, he'd just wall jump off the Ripper, no problem.
Right. If it were Super Metroid.
Mandatoby placing that power bomb where it needs to be to break the power bomb blocks up here. So Mandatoby is about 15 seconds ahead, I would estimate. I don't think Pollsmor was high enough. We'll see.
Mandatoby doing pretty much what I said earlier. Is using a wall jump to get onto the Ripper because it wasn't quite close enough with a regular jump.
Mandatoby gonna go for good Doom strats here.
Nice. It is faster strats. And it looks really cool, so... For sure, one of the better options.
Yeah, wow, Pollsmor decides to be bland. going for the normal strats here. What I like about the Kadoom strats is that it makes you look like you're doing single wall jumps. Mandatoby kind of forgetting where he was at for some reason took a few steps into the bottom path there.
So at the top of that big room, you'll note there are a couple of missile tanks up there that you can't get both of them right now. You can, however, get one of them early. It's very difficult to do, but as long as you have the yellow doors open, you could get there. You'll wind up seeing that in 200 missile race.
Have you ever wondered what's inside the room blocked by the red door?
Well, coincidentally, it's not actually a door. It's just a wall with a door graphic.
God. This game, the developers are trolls. There are 3 rooms that you can't ever get into prior to Nightmare destroying Sector 5. I've always wondered why a lot of the runners shoot more than 4 beams at the wall when the elevator stops. It only takes 4. It only takes 4 beams to open up the path. I've seen people shoot like 6, 7, or 8 beams at it. It's just something that I've always noted. So
Speaking
upcoming,
of minor things noted, I've been noticing that a lot of times Pollsmor tends to spin when he's falling down, fall down area, and I'm pretty sure that that's slower because your hitbox is 1 pixel higher.
yeah, it's more obvious in water. JRP actually, he was trying to do a task run, and he realized that if you were spin jumping in water when you don't have gravity suit, you actually land. You don't land as far as you would if you didn't spin jump. It's like maybe 2 or 3 pixels or something like that. He first noticed it in Sector 1 in the room just before the eye door with the crabs. I mean, it looks pretty cool to see Samus spinning everywhere, but sometimes it's just not. Okay, Pollsmor decided to get the tank from the other side. If Pollsmor is not careful, he'll lose this. He'll lose this game. Doing a lot of swag, show-offy strats.
Also, in a task, you could actually fast fall in water by doing a series of spin and unspins. I've tried to do it on console, but it's just so unreliable. Maybe I'm just not fast enough. But...
Mandatoby with 1 round. Very nice. Let's see what Pollsmor can get. That's 1. Comes 2. And the 2 round for Pollsmor. So, unless Mandatoby messes up this last phase, he's going to gain just a little more time on Pollsmor. If I remember, both runners got 1 beam, so the door doesn't matter. really just depends on the fight here. Toby gets 2 doubles, I believe, and gets the triple double. Or maybe he missed the first double. So both runners getting a 2 double. So I did some internal math in my head, and it looks like Pollsmor is behind by 8 seconds. So he's catching up a little bit.
Nice.
But if he continues to do silly strats, like jumping over E-tanks, then it's not going to help him. I wonder what Pollsmor is going to do to SAX this time. Clearing out the vines really quickly. Mandatoby was slightly slower in that.
Pretty good. Those vines are really hard to clear out consistently.
Yeah, I mean, that's also something that I attribute to having a keyboard where you can press the button with your index finger fast, you know, instead of using your thumb. Or if you were one of those awkward controller holders where you use your
The claw.
yeah, the claw, then maybe it might be easier for you.
If you were a Street Fighter player.
Pollsmor, I don't think the power bomb exploded in the room there with the key hunters, so he's gonna have to plant another one when he gets there. He forgot to wait for it to explode.
So that's another second.
Yeah.
Mandatoby getting that skid jump up through the blocks.
It's really nice to see.
And Pollsmor gets it as well.
Oh, Pollsmor. 4 beams? Okay, 3. Toby only getting 1 beam there. So luck is not on Pollsmor's side here. He's getting the worst RNG of the two. Oh. Mandatoby tinks the first double attempt. I think he gets the second one. He'll have to do another double here to get the quick kill. Oh, and he drops his space jump. Meanwhile, Pollsmor getting clean doubles. Or not. I spoke too soon. Same outcome for both of the runners. 1 double and 3 singles. Yeah, I was playing Samus Returns over the weekend, and I don't want to spoil this for you guys, but I have to say it's just really compelling. Did you guys know that Samus is a girl?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry if I spoiled it, man, but I had to say it because it really shocked me.
Wow.
Like, they didn't mention that in Metroid 2, so when they made the remake, you know, like,
It's true. They didn't.
man, like, it's crazy.
All these years, I thought it was like at the end credits, it was a guy in a bikini.
So after leaving Sector 4, Mandatoby is still in the lead. Not by much, though. Again, maybe 15 seconds. Probably more. There's still a lot of the game left. Another 30 minutes or so of the game. Or more. Wait, they were running English, so like 40 minutes. Gameplay left. So a lot of chances for Pollsmor to catch up. and it's really nice to see a race that is this close and stayed this close for the entire race.
I mean, I knew he was a girl in Metroid 1.
Yeah, it's like those video games where characters have the same name, but they're just different characters. Like that TV show.
Yeah, Zelda.
Was it Doctor What or something like that?
Mm.
Mandatoby going for the Nightmare Shine Spark. Keep your eye on the left side of the screen here. Pollsmor will try to do something swagtastic.
Well, yeah, I mean, it said he in the manual.
Looking good so far. Oh, that's a weird place to drop the Nightmare Space Boost. He probably, his fingers slipped or something. He probably has sweaty fingers or what, because that is uncharacteristic. You usually make mistakes during door transitions, not in between rooms. So Mandatoby's going to have a larger lead because of that mistake.
Speaking of mistakes, I was trying to refresh my feed and I accidentally broke it. Whoops.
Oh, that power bomb is just too low for Pollsmor. Gonna have to a lot of small mistakes for Pollsmor here. It's gonna add up. This will definitely give Mandatoby buffer to make a few mistakes of his own during cleanup.
Yeah, he's not known for making small mistakes. He's pretty uncharacteristic. He usually makes pretty huge mistakes.
Yeah, if Pollsmor fails at something, he fails spectacularly. Like either by dying or wasting a whole minute or something like that. So very, very strange gameplay from Pollsmor. Maybe he has to do his homework soon and his parents are upset.
Oh,
Or maybe it's dinner time and his parents are bothering him, but we'll never know. We are not Pollsmor.
Or maybe he's eating dinner right now.
Yeah,
While typing in chat.
I could see that happening. He could be eating dinner and playing with his feet.
Yeah.
Pollsmor manipulating Nightmare perfectly. Oh, if he had spammed a few more missiles earlier, he would have killed Nightmare at the sweet spot, but it looks like he'll have to wait slightly. It's no big deal, really. It's just a minor optimization.
It's kind of tough to do.
Pollsmor, that's gotta be really frustrating.
Wow.
He got beamed twice and then he got body slammed by the fish pirate. That's very frustrating.
Shot again. What are they trying to do? Kill him? These beams are dangerous. And worst room of the game. Going okay for Pollsmor, looks like, and Mandatoby both. All these Sonic Boom crabs are difficult to deal with. And mainly just the layout of the blocks. Yeah, this section tripped up a lot of players because it's really not obvious how to get through those pipes after the tube. Like, you can bomb all the blocks, but you won't notice the hidden passageway. Unless you're looking very carefully at the enemies around, you'll notice one of the fish actually swim like into one of the tunnels and then turn back around. And it's supposed to be your clue to try morphing through that wall. But I see a lot of new players opting instead to plant a power bomb and kill the fish, and then just go around and not know where to go. Very good job getting those shine sparks to these tanks. It's pretty difficult. It's kind of stressful to go for because the Sonic Boom Crab right after the barrier is usually blocking your way and can cancel your spark.
Sorry, my dog made a
Emergency.
Franker pee.
Oh.
Oh wow, Pollsmor actually caught up here. What happened?
You know what? I'm not really sure. I think just overall clean movement.
Will you look at that?
I was actually fiddling with settings myself to make sure I was still online.
So Mandatoby's actually only a second ahead, or two.
It might have been that worst room in the game
Ah, okay.
They
Oh,
both got through relatively cleanly, but I mean, you can always save time in that room.
so Mandatoby's lead builds ever so slightly due to better tech smash, but Pollsmor getting the space boost through the entire room there, and now we're synced.
Yep. Wow.
Syncs only happen for like 2 seconds, it seems. Why can't it be like for the entire game? Oh, we're synced again? This is great.
There we go.
Good stuff. And they both get hit at the same time. Oh, maybe Pollsmor was a bit further ahead.
So I did see Pollsmor practicing box 2, Xbox, before the match started, so he might pull a little further ahead.
Is he gonna do?
I don't think it was quite getting it, so probably not. And he's opting to do the space jump up the room, which is slightly faster, but more difficult to do.
Oh, Pollsmor takes the very first missile here, so there's no chance at him getting a perfect fight. Mandatoby on the other hand. Oh, he also... Oh, and Box jumps the other way from Mandatoby. That is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So, better fight for Pollsmor here. So both runners taking hits from the wave beam, because it's 100%, it's okay to do that. But it does so much damage to Samus. Certain runner in a particular GDQ was killed by the wave beam. What's his name? I think it was Hercules bench press. Was doing a 3-way race with Kirby Master and JRP, and Herc dies to the wave beam in front of, you know, like 200,000 viewers or something like that.
Here you have some synchronized Metroiding.
Pollsmor trying to lag the game. Very good escape though.
It's a staple of speedrunning. Mandatoby doing likewise. So now Samus is in trouble for going the only way she could have possibly gone.
You know, I think Samus should just turn around and say, why don't you do it? Computer keeps complaining, Samus should just tell Adam to go here himself and do it. It's like when your significant other, when you ask your significant other what they want from McDonald's and they say anything, and you come back with a hamburger, she gets mad because it's not a quarter pounder.
Like one single hamburger?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not one to judge.
She did say anything. So about this room that Pollsmor is in right now, there's a potential to soft lock here, where the yellow X's just circle infinitely and never spawn anything. Fortunately for Pollsmor, did not get that. It's okay. It's not really a soft lock because you can exit the room and re-enter it.
You could also power bomb to make it move, but that's probably as slow, if not slower.
Yeah. And something really interesting I saw there. Both runners did it, where they did a diagonal shot on the gold pirates. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Oh no, Pollsmor not killing that one spitter. He's gonna have to wait for the first gold pirate to spawn the second one. Mandatoby getting through the room a lot faster than Pollsmor did, so he's gonna catch up.
Yeah, I like that diagonal strat. I haven't seen it until this tournament, so.
Yeah, I think they do it so that it guarantees a kill.
Last tournament.
Because it's possible that you can shoot a weight beam at the pirate, but it doesn't kill the pirate. Horizontally, that is.
And as, sorry for headphone users, but we are now on Ridley. I don't know why people complain about the volume of the power bomb so much in speeds in the game.
So
you would expect a powerful, like, screen-encompassing bomb to be loud.
Oh, Pollsmor getting the first double, but not the second. And another double. Pollsmor will finish here with 2 doubles. Yeah, it's pretty much the same sound that your significant other would make when you come back with the hamburger, and not the quarter pounder that she wanted. No pacifist for Pollsmor.
Ooh, pacifist for Mandatoby though, which does knock off about 10 seconds off his final time, so...
Yep, just give the lead to Mandatoby right now.
Wouldn't that be something if we manually remove time for swag strats?
That would be something. It would make runs interesting. Like, oh, I'm down 10 seconds, well, I better Nightmare Space Boost. Pollsmor going for task jumps again. It's really nice to see, but really difficult to do on a controller, in my opinion.
And these ladder jumps are really difficult to do, but they are faster than Shine Sparking.
And Mandatoby showing off the Shine Spark wave.
He probably about broke even with his climb.
Yeah, Pollsmor did get hit, so it did set him back a little bit.
And a slight hesitation at the very last jump as well. It's one of those things where it is definitely faster, but only if you perform it really well.
Yep. And for a lot of runners, it's probably better to do this slightly slower way if it's more consistent. Both runners going for the pause buffering. Mandatoby only pause buffered once, whereas Pollsmor did twice. So
that is a really tight window for getting the charge before the door.
Yeah, I would put Mandatoby ahead. I don't like pause buffers, but he only did it once versus Pollsmor's twice. Yeah. So if we're giving points here, I would say Mandatoby is definitely ahead. The pacifist is enough for him to guarantee the win. What is Pollsmor trying to? I guess that's one way to do it. Definitely not faster.
No. Pretty cool. I wonder if it would be... Like, I wonder how it would compare to Shine Sparking onto the save platform. And going from there. I think it would still lose time. Will he get the space boost? Nope, he just lands. Worth a shot, though.
So the lead that Pollsmor had after box 2 seems to have disappeared. Mandatoby once again is right behind Pollsmor, and we've already had what 3 lead changes so far. So this is a very exciting race.
Yeah.
Alright, we're on to Sector 3. You will see the, what do you call it? The mid-air bomb jump here soon. We mentioned it earlier, where it's almost impossible to do mid-air or to do bomb jumps because of how slow the fuse is for the bomb. But there is one case in which we do it. And coming up on Pollsmor's screen here, you'll see it.
And Mandatoby's is that close.
Oh no! So if only Mandatoby got it the first try, he would have been in the lead. But it is almost a sync here, just frames behind the. Mandatoby's just frames behind Pollsmor. Oh no! So they both make mistakes falling down. I thought that Mandatoby was going to take the lead. Oh, and Mandatoby takes the lead right now. So we have another lead change. Again, just frames behind, but it is a lead change. So both runners failing spectacularly, causing Mandatoby to be ahead. And now they're synced. This is great. Synchronized.
He's gonna fall more optimal.
Oh, and Pollsmor gets the lead. How? Pollsmor being Pollsmor. Yeah, if there was an Olympic sport for synchronized shine sparking, these guys would be gold medalists. So Mandatoby making an extra jump there to get onto that platform. You'll notice that they didn't.
Space jumping, man.
Yeah, space jumping is something that some runners would consider in terms of optimizations. Oh no! Mandatoby failing the space boost, he's gonna have to walk through all of this.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that is a huge one. It's still early on in cleanup though. They have what, 4 more sectors to take care of, so or 3. So it's still anyone's game considering how close they are.
And space jumping is one of the normal movement techniques that you kind of want to practice in speedrunning, because that can make a big difference.
Yeah, if you're trying to save seconds off your PB, chances are space jumping is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Possibly
even a minute.
True. Yeah, even. Yeah, definitely, because like if you drop space jumps or if your space jumps are just too slow or whatever, you're losing time every time you do it, and you space jump a lot throughout the game. It's especially true in Zero Mission, where the timing for space jump is quicker. So if you were a fusion player and you were learning ZM, you'd already be losing time on space jumps because of how the mechanic is so different. Pollsmor clearing.
Similarities, though. Some of the runners in this tournament hail from Zero Mission running.
Yeah, I think the opposite is definitely harder because in Zero Mission you're so used to how fast space jump is that if you tried it in Fusion you'd be dropping space jumps all the time. Oh, not quite high enough for Mandatoby. He's decided he just wants to screw. Did he open the door? Is he going to?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to space boost through here. I thought he was just going to shine.
Oh, Mandatoby. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mandatoby going for the space boost and Pollsmor going for the shine spark.
Excuse me. Yeah, so that missile tank they passed by twice before, but once again, it's just slightly faster to get with screw attack instead.
Alright, here it is. The dreaded Sector 6. It only takes one mistake for Pollsmor to lose the lead. And it only takes one mistake from Mandatoby for Pollsmor to guarantee the win here. Well, at least I think so. I'm trying to.
And there's still Sector 2 as well.
Pollsmor getting the space boost there. Meanwhile,
yeah,
Mandatoby.
that's big.
Yeah, Mandatoby will have to come around and do a shine spark up. Oh, Mandatoby forgetting where the bomb blocks are. I don't even think they are bomb blocks. Yeah. So it looks like Mandatoby was not used to shine sparking there. You can tell he was like, "Oh, what am I supposed to do now?" So that's huge for Pollsmor. Big risk, big reward. Pollsmor pulling ahead even more. But there's still a few more things that can be costly. Most notably, the power bomb that Pollsmor is going to pick up after this one.
Although this one can be tricky as well. It's a pretty tight window actually to jump after coming out of that door.
Yeah, if you wanted to be safe though, you could do a diagonal shine spark. You don't see a lot of runners do that though. Ooh, Mandatoby almost stepping on the crumble blocks. Fortunately, he did not.
As long as you're not fully against the wall, I think you'll be fine. Because there are 3 speed boost blocks right next to it.
Yeah. So Pollsmor setting up for the 1-frame trick here. Let's see if he can get it on the first try to get... Oh, okay, so he gets the ledge grab and he gets it on the first try. So pressure is on Mandatoby now to make sure that he gets it on the first try. Otherwise, it will be Pollsmor's game to lose. Oh, what? Hey, it works.
Alright. Wow.
I didn't see it on Pollsmor's side, but I don't think he even tried the space boost.
Didn't look like it.
Alright, let's see. I think Mandatoby's gonna do a space boost here. Oh, he's going for it. He has to. And he's gonna get it. Nice. He's gonna save a little bit of time here on Pollsmor. There's still Crumble really City coming up. Oh, I don't think Mandatoby knows that you can just beam that very first platform. extendo, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think technically you could beam all of them, but it's really risky.
Yeah, the first one is actually pretty safe to do. The other one's not so much. If only you could turn off your wave beam, right, and just... Alright,
Oh, it makes it through that block.
The bomb block? Yeah, it's gotta be pretty quick. We're just gonna say hello to Sector 4 here real quick. Make our way down to Sector 2. Alright, we have Crumble City coming up here, and hopefully Pollsmor maintains the lead here and goes through Crumble City just once. Or else. Oh,
that power bomb there.
Oh, Pollsmor, please.
Doing some foot juggling.
It always amazes me how lucky runners can get with the one frame jump when they're in duress, or when everything seems to not be going well. Like they manage to pull off the one frame jumps. Mandatoby, much cleaner Crumble City here.
That's saving quite a bit of time.
Yeah, he didn't swag show off the blocks with power bombs twice, you know. So
yeah, Pollsmor didn't lose much time from that, but he did lose time.
Yeah, I would say Mandatoby maybe gained 3 seconds on like excellent space jumping.
And every time you land on a crumble block, that costs several frames. It's because it totally kills your horizontal momentum.
Yeah. So we're down to 2 items left, or 3, actually 5. I forgot about this room. Okay, now we're down to 2 items left. And one of which is the Shine Spark chain that you usually see in the demo of this game. Mandatoby, oh no! Mandatoby messes up twice. Oh no, this is the dagger, guys. I don't think it will be possible for Mandatoby to catch up unless Pollsmor does something disastrous.
Oh yeah, these tanks.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about these. Who really cares about Sector 2? Oh, but there is still the room that Pollsmor forgot to power bomb. Remember when he was leaving?
Oh, that's right.
Yakuza.
Right here, right?
Yeah. And it's this is my fault. Pollsmor probably heard me by now. I'm sorry, Mandatoby.
Well, I mean, he would have found out pretty quickly that he didn't powerbomb him.
Yeah. I wanted for him to be like unprepared. Let's see if Pollsmor does dirty pause buffering, and he does, and he won't get it. That's what you get.
3 pauses and a missed shine charge. That's a lot of time lost.
It is. Oh, Mandatoby's gonna go for the Shine Spark here first. Get that missile out of the way. At least I will know for sure that Mandatoby will not pause buffer. Oh, there is another thing. And I only say this because... Oh, Mandatoby getting that nice shine spark through the room. It's not going to save much time, though. I will say this, though, that Pollsmor can't ever get a 4-shot SAX with the way he fights SAX. So if Mandatoby can land the 4-shot as well as a triple-double, he may catch up. But who knows? Pollsmor... I mean, Pollsmor might be so far ahead that it won't even matter, but we'll see. We'll definitely see.
And Mandatoby knowing to plant that bomb, which is slightly faster than waiting for the power bomb.
Mandatoby dropping a space jump, a huge space jump to drop. He fell down like all the way down.
That's a really tall room.
Yeah.
He probably only went down like a quarter of the way. Even as low as he went.
Alright, so we're going to see more whining and complaining from Adam. And is this a good time to take a break?
Samus, this isn't the quarter pounder I wanted.
You told me to get anything. I think this is a good time to start guessing on the in-game time that these runners are going to get. I say it's a 110. But then again, I say that for every run.
It's probably gonna be a 107.
Yeah, it looks to be that way. There's another 3 minutes or so. So 145, 46-ish will be the end time. Or 147. 147 is nearing a one. No, this is English. You know what? Never mind.
I guess at about three real-time minutes.
Yeah, so... So another 4 minutes to end the game here. 146. Yeah, 146. That's what I said earlier. Jeez. All right, Pollsmor finally done with the Resident Steeper, and is now off to face Sax. As you'll notice here coming up, Pollsmor will shoot horizontal beams at SAX, which is not the optimal way to do it, but he has no choice because he's on keyboard, and it's a 5-shot. I do like how Pollsmor sets that up, though. He knows he's limited by the keyboard, so what he does is he makes use of the flare that we always mention early on. Getting that flare shot in with the wave beam adds extra damage, so it makes 5-shot possible. Meanwhile, Mandatoby getting more than 5 shots. I think like it was 6-shot SAX.
I think it was 5 plus 2 non-shots.
And Pollsmor getting the triple-double. This is Pollsmor's game. Oh, Mandatoby takes the first one. He gets the second one. Takes the third one, so 2 more
no,
shots.
he like fired horizontally on the second one.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a shame. Pollsmor showing off his awesome slideshow.
Playing this on the What do they call it? PowerPoint emulator?
This is the Metroid PPTX 100% tournament. Not quite the low height for Pollsmor, but contrary to popular belief, low height does not save as much seconds as you think. Pollsmor trying to go pogo here, not realizing that Toby is right behind him.
Luckily for him, he doesn't get it.
Yeah, it would have been a very tight race if he actually tried to pogo and got it.
And Mandatoby not quite getting the low height either. It does save a second, but only a second.
Yeah, I think it saves less than a second, considering you shine spark all the way to the right of this room when the trigger is in the middle. So it
Somewhere
looks
between half and 1 second.
it looks pretty swag, but you overshoot the shine spark, so it kind of almost makes it not.
It appears as though Omega Metroid's sporting some jean shorts. Is that what that is?
Yeah, he looks like one of those guys from Jersey Shore.
No wonder the SAX wants to kill it.
GG to Pollsmor, finishing with a time of 1:45.44, which is not the SRL time. I don't have SRL open.
Me neither.
I imagine it'd be sometime like maybe 1 or 2 seconds sooner than that.
So according to Pollsmor, his PB was like a high 106, and he was a minute and 40 behind. So it could be a 108.
I guess we'll have to find out. But yeah, this is a really good game. 30 seconds, about 30 seconds from each other. It was close the entire time, so a lot of excitement. There were several lead changes, but in the end, was the silly Ripper room that was
Yeah.
Mandatoby's undoing. I wonder if Mandatoby, if the race can be changed so that Mandatoby wins because he did Pacifist. But I am not the ruling official over these races. If I had my way, I would make Mandatoby win. And Mandatoby's with us.
Hey Ross, good evening.
GG's.
How was the race actually? I wasn't able to
It was
follow.
really close. There was a lot of back and forth. Like even up through cleanup, there was some sinkage.
Oh
I
really?
say the entire time, neither of you were beyond 30 seconds of each other.
Wow. Because
The
I had
entire-
like some. I didn't have any major screw ups, but I had some pretty dumb movement errors, and then I had this very weird shine spark during Sector 6 cleanup. Like you know where you can do the space boost all the way to the left to collect the power bomb tank. Like I did,
Oh,
yeah, I did like a pixel perfect shine spark there for some reason. Like that wasn't supposed to happen, but
Yeah, I was
long as
commenting
you
on
get in.
how you didn't know what to do after that, so you started planting bombs everywhere.
yeah, I remember that there was a space to break through on the left side because I didn't want to run all the way back to the right, but I didn't know where it was, so I just planted a power bomb, and yeah, worked out.
Yeah, I was saying that. Oh, maybe Mandatoby has never been in this area before, so he doesn't know what. Yeah.
Yeah. Like at first I didn't even think I would make it, but then I made it through the door and was like, okay, this is like working somehow, and then I bumped into the wall and was like, okay, and now But yeah, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
It was very cool. Like actually, I'm quite satisfied with this run. Like looking at my splits, I'm not too bad. Like, it was back and forth. I mean, compared to my splits, but overall quite good. So I'm satisfied, definitely.
Yeah, that was a really good run. Unfortunately, that was right around the time that Pollsmor started pulling ahead because he got the space boost going
Oh,
to that
sweet.
Sector 6 tank as well.
Yeah.
And then he was having some pretty clean space jumping in general, but he was also making a lot of silly mistakes. What was that one he was stuck on for a while, Rasu? Was it? Well, there was one on the main deck that he was doing some really weird attempt to shine spark.
Oh yeah. No,
Like
Pollsmor.
at the elevator. And we have no
Pollsmor
idea why.
lost. He lost a lot of time after picking up Variasuit doing the JBJ. He tried it.
He tried.
He tried it like 10 times.
Did he get
before
it?
giving up. No, he didn't. He had
No.
to give up and go around. Then that's when you took the lead.
No Jagger strats. Okay, well.
Yeah.
I'm actually not too sad that I lost this, because I think there's now like a huge race coming up for 3rd place on the bracket. And I actually get to be part of it, which is amazing.
It's gonna be awesome to see a
Yeah.
4-3-way race.
I think it's 4 or 5 people even.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be huge, and I'm like really excited to participate there. So yeah, congrats to Pollsmor for winning this. But I'm actually not sad at all. Hey.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. Pollsmor.
Yeah, 108 is definitely a good time.
At the
For a
very
race
end,
time.
dude. How do you mess up secret message at the very end? Like, you laid a power bomb and you're like, I'm good to go. No.
Just watching
yeah,
Pollsmor
man.
simultaneously play Fusion and Minecraft. I don't know what this is.
Happens. So yeah, there's another one coming up, I think.
Yeah, in about half an hour.
Sweet.
Between a bunch of players, actually. There's 2 matches going on.
Yeah, it's Herc and let's see.
And I think he's going against Next Gen. And then Null Driver and... oh no, he's going against Phazon Knight. And Next Gen is going against... the person I just said, and I totally forgot already. Null Driver.
Is Eagle racing today?
No, I don't believe so. Yeah, it's Null Driver and Next Gen.
Okay. So keep your butts on your seats, guys. Actually, no, you can take a break, but come back.
Yeah, get a break, get a drink, get some water if you don't like poisoning yourself.
Definitely come back and watch the. It's gonna be it's 2 separate races, but all 4 of them will be on screen, so you all get to watch them. It's kind of like.
Yeah, they were
NFL
scheduled at the
season.
same time.
Yeah,
You might as well watch them both.
It's like a picture-in-picture on your TV to see different plays, different angles. Except it's not that interactive on Twitch.
So yeah.
Well, it was pretty interactive. You could throw in some emergency and frequencies when they get there.
Yeah. You can at the very least maybe sway the runner if they're reading chat.
True.
No, you can like distract them a little bit and say
Yeah.
that you did that.
And thanks for the run, Toby. And
Yeah.
congrats to Pollsmor.
Thanks a lot
And
for
it was a really
doing
close run.
commentary on this.
No problem. Only like 28 seconds difference.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good run. It's a good run.
Okay, so see you everybody.
All right. Yep, stick around. If you are interested, there is actually nothing going on in Speed Gaming 2. I don't see anything right now.
Not yet. There's going to be an Earthbound run, like, towards the end of Fusion. It's
Okay.
going to be, like, I want to say, like, 8 o'clock? 7:30 or 8. It's going to be Earthbound on the main channel. Or... on this channel. Oh, I think, yeah, Fusion Match is going to be on Speed Gaming 2, isn't it?
Is it? Maybe.
I
I
believe
don't
so.
have the schedule up. Let me check. Alright, I have the schedule up here. Let's see. Today's Monday. So there's a short break.
Sandwich break, yeah.
And, yeah, and then Speed
30
Gaming
minute
2.
corn dog break.
Yeah, so Speed Gaming 2 in about half an hour is going to show. Actually, right now, it's going to start right now. Super Metroid Randomizer. Wait, I'm looking at Tuesday. There's nothing going on between now and 6:30, and then on Speed Gaming 2 at 6:30 is Metroid Fusion, followed by, or actually Earthbound will be on Speed Gaming 1 at 8 p.m. So take a break, guys. Have some water, have dinner. You know, brush your teeth if you're just waking up, and then see you in about half an hour.
Oh, that's a good idea. See ya.